This tutorial will help you to complete the questions on IXL for lesson U.11 NHR, solving a system of equations using elimination word problems. So let's take a look. One of your questions might be something similar to this, where it asks you to write a system of equations to describe the situation below, and then solve it using the elimination method, and simply put your answers in these two blank spaces. So the first thing you need to do after you read the problem is to define your variables. For the sake of this question, I'm just going to use X and Y, but you can use any letters that you choose. So it says Valentina is a costume designer for the local children's theater company. Yesterday she sewed 5 female costumes and 3 male costumes, and altogether that used 49 yards of fabric. Today she sewed 5 female costumes and 4 male costumes, and it only used a total of 57 yards of fabric. How many yards of fabric does each type of costume require? This right here is what's going to help you to determine what these variables represent. So we're trying to determine how much fabric it takes to make a male costume, how much fabric it takes to make a female costume. So maybe my female fabric will be X, and my male fabric will be Y. And this is how much fabric is used for one costume. So now I'm ready to translate 5 female costumes, now known as X, and 3 male costumes, now known as Y, used 49 yards of fabric. So 5 female and 3 male equals 49 yards of fabric. And then the second sentence, 5 female, now known as X, and 4 male, now known as Y, used a total of 57 yards. So I'm going to use elimination to solve this system, right, which is when you add the two sentences together. But by doing so, I wouldn't eliminate any of the variables. So I'm going to multiply the first one by -1. When I do that, it gives me 5x negative 5x minus 3y equals negative 49. So I'm going to change the first sentence, but I'm going to leave the second sentence the same. So here's my new system, and I just rewrote the second sentence without changing it. So I changed this one, but I kept this one the same. Now I'm ready to add them together. When I do that, I get no x's, I get 1 y, and I get 8 for my answer for y. So y is how much fabric it takes to sew a male costume. And then I'm going to use one of my original red sentences here to find out how much it is for a female costume. So 5x plus 3y's is 49, and the y is equal to 8. So 5x's plus 24 is equal to 49. I'm going to subtract 24. And let's see, 49 minus 24 is 25. Divide both sides by 5. And a female costume uses 5 yards of fabric. So my answers are 5 and 8. Be sure to put them in the right boxes. So female is 5 and male is 8. So when you're typing them in on IXL, female is 5 and male is 8, and then click submit. Let's try one more. A TV station executive is planning the new lineup for next season's show. On Monday nights, there'll be 4 sitcoms and 3 dramas, for a total of 236 minutes of programming, not counting commercials. On Tuesday nights, she has scheduled 4 sitcoms and 4 dramas, for a total of 280 minutes of non-commercial programming. All sitcoms have the same length, and all dramas have the same length. How long is each type of show? So maybe you want to use S for length of a sitcom, and maybe you're going to use D for length of a drama. Right? You don't have to use X and Y. So now let's see. S for sitcom, so 4 sitcoms and 3 dramas, totaling 236. So 4 sitcoms plus all the minutes for 3 dramas equals 236 minutes. The second sentence, on Tuesday nights, 4 sitcoms, 4 dramas, total of 280. 4 sitcoms, 4 dramas, total of 280. So maybe this time you want to multiply the bottom by -1, so you can cancel out those s's. So this would be a -4. When I distribute, this would be a -4, and this would be a -280. So I would get -1d equals 236 minus 280, gives me -44. So I divide by -1, and I get that the drama is 44 minutes long. And if drama is 44 minutes, then I can use that as a substitute for the letter D. So 3 times 44 is 132. And if I subtract 132 from both sides, I get 4 sitcoms is equal to 104 minutes. Divide by 4. A sitcom is 26 minutes long. And that's what I would type. Sitcoms are 26 minutes long, and dramas are 44 minutes long. And once you get through a couple of these, you might advance to some more difficult problems. Edgar hosts a podcast about computers. Trent hosts a podcast about parenting. Both podcasts have a set duration for each episode. Last year, Edgar released 31 episodes, and Trent released 11 episodes, for a total of 3,686 minutes. This year, Edgar released 13 episodes, Trent released 30 episodes, and that lasted 49.73. How long is each episode? So we have the length of Edgar's episodes, Edgar's length, and then we have T for Trent's length of episode, and then we translate. So last year, there were 31 of Edgar's length episodes, and there were 11 of Trent's episodes, and that was 3,686 minutes. And then Edgar had 13 episodes the next year, and Trent had 30 episodes, and that was 4,973. Now for this one, I'm going to need to multiply both of the sentences to create that additive inverse to use the elimination method. And I really don't know any multiples for 31, 13, or 30, or 11 off the top of my head. So probably the fastest way for most kids is just to multiply one sentence by the number from the other. So I'm going to multiply everybody up here by 13, and multiply everybody here by -31. And when I do that, I'm going to get some pretty big numbers, but I know that they will definitely cancel. So it may not be my least common multiple, but it is definitely a multiple. So 31 times 13 is 403. And 11 times 13 is 143. And 3686 times 13 is 47,918. 13 times 31 is -403. That's going to be a minus. This one will be 30 times -31, -930. Oops, I forgot my t up there. And then 4973 times -31 is -154163. Those are some pretty big numbers, but we get to use a calculator, so it's not so bad. So 930 minus 143 is -787. And 154, 163, 47,918 negative 106,245. And it seems as though Trent's was 135 minutes long. Now I'm going to use that in one of my original sentences to determine the length of Edgar's video. So let's see. 31e plus 11 times 135 equals 3686. So 11 times 135 is 1485. I'm going to subtract 1485. $22.01. I'm going to divide by 31. And I get 71 minutes for Edgar. Okay. You fill that in there blank. And that's how you solve word problems using elimination and multiplying to find your solutions.